The ocean is a mysterious world. Humans know more about the surface of Mars than the floor of the ocean. And the sea creatures who live there, well, even the ones you have imagined, you've imagined them wrong. Take the mighty giant Kraken, bloodthirsty monster, sinker of ships. Where are you even getting this? Krakens are majestic creatures and noble protectors.
I'm just Ruby Gillman, normal teenager.
For generations, Krakens have protected the seas, keeping us safe from the most power-hungry and dangerous creature of all.
The mermaid?
Yes, the mermaid! Ugh.
But people love mermaids.
I love you so much! Love you too, Rando!
Of course they do. People are stupid.
I'm Chelsea.
Mermaids are selfish, vain narcissists.
I am gorgeous.
Yes, queen! The worst of them all.
What's happening? Excuse me.
Hey! Are you okay? I know your secret. You're a Kraken hiding as a human.
I really gotta go.
Oh no!
And soon, everyone will know the truth. Cushions!
Are you ready for your destiny?
I just want to live my life.
You have powers beyond your imagination. This is your moment, Ruby.
I'm not gonna hide anymore. Grandmama,
Yes?
I want you to teach me how to use my powers.
Camouflage, super speed, body armor. Let's see what you're capable of.
I have laser eyes?
Yes, they do pack a wallop.
You're just a dumb teenager. I'm a flippin' mermaid! Knock, knock!
No matter what the challenge, a Kraken will always answer the call.
It's time to go big.
That's fine.
Nice to have you both.
Hi. You have a Bilby poster behind you.
I'm so sorry. Yes, I did. I do.
Oh, I produced that short.
Well, there's a reason why I put it there.
Is that you swap that space out for whoever you're interviewing?
Let's say I have I'm going to Annecy for quite a while now, and so I meet you all over there and take some things with me. And when I read your bio, and I immediately decided to change the poster behind me.
Well done. I already love you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I love your trailer. Kirk, I have to say, we met at Berlin and once in New York. I did a photo of you and Chris and Jeffrey Katzenberg.
Yes.
I remember that very well. Little Jeffrey in the middle. 140 seconds, a trailer of 140 seconds. Is that heaven or hell? Is it a blessing or a curse for a director, producer?
Producer?
No, you go
Oh, no,
first.
you go. I think, I think we lost your video. It was, what was amazing is that the creative team at Universal did such a good job of encapsulating and selling this aspirational journey of this girl, Ruby Gillman, in that amount of time, and also played that second life of her being at home with her family and at high school. And so the other part that we were so excited by is it really showcased the scale of our film, because this is a big-hearted action spectacle, but at the same time, it is a warm, in that, what that trailer shows is the grandmother-daughter conversation. And this is what's wonderful about this movie is that we have a multi-generational mother-daughter story playing against 3 generations of women. So that's what we're most proud of. And we thought that one really did encapsulate a lot of those things that meant so much to us.
I thought the oops, sorry.
No worries.
That's okay.
Well,
We can hear you.
oh no, yeah, but no, sorry. I thought the trailer was terrific because the world building, the character presentation, showing the antagonist, showing the goal, showing the journey. It's a hell of a job to do that. On the other hand, it gives so much away, I thought, and it spoils so much from the storytelling of the whole thing, of the whole idea. So I thought it must be a blessing and a curse at the same time. I liked it very much. I'm very interested in the movie now. Who is our heroine?
Well, our hero is Ruby Gillman, teenage Kraken, and Ruby is kind of an ordinary girl set in extraordinary circumstances. The big issue that she has is that she has a secret. As much as she's trying to blend in and act human, she is hiding the fact that she and her family are sea monsters. And what she eventually learns in the movie is that not only is she a sea monster, but she is the mythical, mighty, giant Kraken. And what that means for Ruby is that she's actually, her destiny is to become the next queen of the seven seas. And so what Ruby kind of needs to learn on this journey is how to embrace that hero that's within her and take that hero's journey to become her fully actualized self.
Yeah, well, she's a teenager. I think the most complicated moment in life, then to discover you are a Kraken, that seems to me a hidden message.
Yeah.
Well, I think that what was, she starts the movie knowing she's she's different than everybody else. They have come from the sea, but she's been living a life that she's burdened with this secret that she hasn't been able to tell her friends, that only her family knows, and that she's blended in her entire life. She is a professional at fitting in. And the journey that Ruby goes on after she discovers this power, as Kelly's talking about, is because this isn't a power that happens to her. This is a power that's inside of her. She can't deny it. And what her journey is finding out that she has to embrace this power herself, understand how best to use it, and then share it with the world to become her true, authentic self.
Pardon.
To add on to that, I think you're right that the movie, it does have a bit of a metaphor in it, and that I think the thing that Ruby is hiding and is the most afraid that people will learn about herself is actually the thing that makes her special. And to me, that's what's really powerful about it, is that she has to stop denying what makes her special and learn to embrace it. And I think that's a great message for all teenagers, because I think all teenagers are going through that question of like, who am I? Who am I going to be? And if you can harness that hero within yourself and be true to who you are, then you can live a fully fulfilling life, and I think that's what we hope for Ruby as she embraces who she really is.
And a story in a movie is as good as the antagonist. And it seems to me you are having here in just one way, a great antagonist. Well, would you like to talk a little bit about her?
Well, we would, but we don't want to give it all away, as you said. What we will say is that we were very lucky to work with Annie Murphy, who plays Chelsea. And there's a secret beyond the secret you're seeing right there, that she is a mermaid, that is given away in the trailer. There is one other secret that we're holding back on. But the amazing thing is that it's such a fun opportunity to create this female villain who is delicious and strong and all the wonderful things that she could be, at the same time being very much an opportunity to do a standard sort of looking at like a high school villain, but then to escalate to an epic villain, which is what we really enjoy, because we love the high school villain too. Don't get us wrong. We love high school comedies. So having the time to enjoy that sort of what you see in the trailer, sort of that sort of villain of being the popular girl and the top girl at school coming in. But at the same time, how that progresses to having much more epic stakes, it was really fun.
Yeah, well, given the history of DreamWorks, there's much more to this antagonist than it's not just the antagonist. Did you do that deliberately?
Literally.
Yeah, literally. I think what we are doing is that we're doing that classic DreamWorks thing of subverting expectations, and that you taking a classic fairy tale character and flipping the script on who she really is.
Well, yes, the design remembered me at some other character I have well in mind from from earlier days.
Sure, exactly.
No, we live in modern times. We live past Corona. We live in a time of uncertainty and war, of diversity, and everything is changing right now at the moment, and so is storytelling. You both are working in the field of animation for a long time now. So could you tell me a little bit of how much that has changed in your opinion?
No,
I don't know. I have to think about it for a second.
good question.
Yeah.
Well, it's a fish out of water story, basically, but you can't tell a story not longer in the form you did in 1940 or in 1970. We are now 2023. So, what are the big changes in your opinion? What do you have to take care of in the story?
Yeah.
Well told.
I think now, because there are so many, there's so much more content out there, and there's so many things drawing the eyeballs of our youngest audience, and to get people into the theaters, I think you really have to go above and beyond to offer a spectacle and take them to a place they've never seen before. And I think that's the thing that we worked really hard on this movie, is to try to come up with a world that isn't like anything you've ever seen before. Even the ocean and the Kraken kingdom that we go to, it's not, the ocean that you've seen in a million other movies. It's wholly original, and it's spectacular. And I think that's the thing for us that was always the bar that we were trying to go above and beyond, is to offer something that you have to see on a big screen, in terms of the effects and the lighting and the location design. All of that is you're trying to create a world that's larger than life. And I think, Pierre-Olivier Vincent, our production designer, really did that and really delivered.
Yeah, as you know, world building is integral to DreamWorks Animation films. And as you were saying before, when we first met on Crudes, that was a world build story, which was around a father-daughter. And so the exciting thing for me on this coming on was doing a world build story about a mother-daughter, a grandmother, mother and daughter story that as the first titular female lead of a DreamWorks film, Ruby Gillman, is a really special opportunity. And as Kelly was saying, POV, our production designer, we have the opportunity in animation to bend believability more than live action. And that, for a story about a girl who's a sea monster walking amongst humans, that's what takes place. And then his design, which leaned into all the curviness of shapes inspired by our octopus-inspired characters, that is seen from our characters, our world, the plants, every aspect of it goes through this principle. And then Carlos Portolas, who headed up our animation, really leaned in, as you'd see a little bit in that trailer, but you'll see more and more as other stuff is coming out, really leaned into this beautiful curviness of the style of animation. I think is pretty fresh for us here at DreamWorks, really pushing those curves and really enjoying this caricatured part of the sea monster family. In contrast to how we're playing the humans, for instance. And then when we go to the Kraken kingdom and the underwater world, you'll see it's much more stylized and quite beautiful, really. So I think that's something we're doing is for the event, making the animation is leaning into what makes the animation special and not trying to recreate a live action experience, but really helping us to bend the believability so that you feel this movie on a more visceral level, and you feel the art in every frame.
I was amazed. I immediately thought, my goodness, that must be very expensive. That must be a high budget movie, because the opening shot with the spiraling, that was I thought, my goodness, I would love to see that on a big screen, and hopefully I will do that soon.
Yes.
On the other hand, it must be quite a risk to come up with an original story like that one and put into that so much production value. Is there pressure from the money givers, from the suits? Well, yes, no.
Yes. Yes, I think we're always trying to, as Guillermo del Toro says, our expectations should exceed our budgets, I think is what he says. And I think, that's definitely what we tried to do. And, between having POV and Dave Walvard, who's our VFX supervisor, both of them came from the most recent How to Train Your Dragon films. And so they know how to deliver spectacle. And we just worked really hard with all of our department heads to make sure that we were being really thoughtful about where we were putting our money and where we were investing it. And a lot of that comes that, you see it in the trailer between, the Titan mermaid with her water hair, or, Ruby's journey of training to be a Kraken. Those were all moments that we chose to really put all of our efforts in. And then, you find other ways to cut corners in other places. But overall, I think we just really benefited from having really experienced department heads who could collaborate with us and problem solve to be able to deliver it within, the time frame and the budget that we had.
Is this purely done at Glendale?
Yes.
So, and you went all back into the studio, or is it still a little bit Corona driven?
Yeah, so, at the beginning of this film, I think we were only a couple months into pre-production when the pandemic hit. And so for the first year of the film, we were purely remote. And so, we really had to work hard to make sure that everyone was communicating and collaborating. And then about halfway through, I think the studio opened back up and we turned into a hybrid model. And so, there's a couple days a week where everyone is free to work from home. And then there are a few days a week when everyone is to be in the studio. And that was really great. Like, it came at the right time, I think, so that we could bring people back together and be able to collaborate and brainstorm, and we could pull in other filmmakers to get eyes on our movie and brainstorm with us how to, punch it up and make it better. So it definitely was one of those films that rode the wave of COVID for sure.
My last question. I hope I can smuggle that in.
Yeah.
Is he a good director? Is she a good producer?
Well, I think you asked her first, and I'll let her.
Yes, Kirk is a fantastic director. I've been a fan of his back from his days directing the Cruise movie. I was working in development at the time and got to know him then. And I've always admired his work and his ability to both deliver the comedy and the heart and the spectacle. Like, he really is a fan of films, and it's inspiring to watch him work with all of the artists on the team, because he just speaks their language and is always coming from character and story first. And I've had an amazing time working with him.
Would you like to give the
I was follow that butt drop. No, so I've met Kelly when she was working in development, as she said. So I always knew that because I come from writing, that because we speak that language of the writing development part, that we would be a good partnership. Because that still is, as much as we have the part where we're on the floor with the artists, we're still working with script and writers and development executives and notes and working through screenings. And so the fact that we both knew how to navigate those waters, and then since she's already gone to school in production, as a testament of Bill B behind you, we know that she could produce a great movie, that it was an opportunity for us to join forces on this, because we both loved Ruby. I think that was the most important. This girl and Lana Condor performance and what she brings to it is so fresh, because it's so wonderful to see a girl in this position. I have a 9-year-old daughter, and it is so nice to see a girl who's earnest, who's sweet, who's smart, who's trying her best, who's thrown through so much, and she succeeds, but she doesn't lose sight of who she is. And it's like a really warm feeling to be able to show a character like that. And I know the way the actors responded, and as you know, you've seen this a lot, you can feel it the way the animators respond. You know, they love her. You can see it in the performance. They absolutely love Ruby. And she's so winning, and we're just hoping, we can't wait for the world to, you know, be able to see her as well and enjoy meeting her.
Count me in. I want to see her as soon as possible.
All right.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much, Johannes.
And I
Pleasure
have
to
to
meet
find, I swear I have a picture of all of us at some place in New York. I'm remembering. You might have it. I'm gonna look at my phone.
His notes. His notes.
Yeah.